Can't even have a good time. Everybody look to their left. Everybody look to their right.
Dance it out with me as you're coming in.
We're paying with love tonight. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching.
Dance it out with me as you're coming in.
Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. We need to take it back in time. When music made us all unite. And it wasn't low blows and video hoes. I'm not the only one getting tired. Why is everybody so
Dance it out.
Money can't buy us happiness. Can we all slow down and enjoy right now? Guarantee you we'll be feeling alright. Everybody look to the left. Everybody look to the right. Can you feel that? Yeah, we're paying with love tonight.
Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome as you're coming in. I'm so excited for today's training. I wanted to start it with a dance to move us into our authentic self, and I also chose that song for a reason, so I'm going to share that with you guys in just a moment. So welcome to today's training, Breaking Through Your Money Blocks, part 2. So last week we dove into really understanding like why we feel a certain way around money, why we may have certain thoughts around money. Let's get this music down. And, just starting to understand some of those belief patterns that might not be serving us anymore, that we may want to shift, and then just understanding really how and why we feel the way that we currently do around money. Hey, Becca, how are you? You want to go ahead and tag our peeps for today. So today we're going a little bit deeper. Today we're talking about our life vision, about the heart-led women that you are, that are in this group. We are talking energy. We're talking really one specific way that you can start to shift some of those limiting beliefs or those blocks around money, and why we can show up to money and with money with love and with grace. And I think for me, like, that was probably my major lesson around that. I'm having a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction today. That was one of my kind of biggest shifts that I had to make, was like learning how to love money, learning how to really enjoy money. And as I'm saying that, I'm remembering a metaphor that my mom used to say, like when I was a little girl. And my mother is a beautiful heart-led woman too, and she didn't mean it in any particular way for us to pick up on it. But as a child, I picked up on it, and it was, Mom used to say, money is not evil. It is the love of money. The love of money is evil, or something like that. Remember those metaphors that you pick up as a child. And so learning to love money, and God bless my mum, she's the most beautiful soul. And obviously we're just handed down these metaphors, right? We just handed them down, and we just hand them on to the next generation unless we, consciously change them or consciously think about how they might be affecting our world and our life, and us bringing in enough money to have freedom, the freedom to really play out our vision in life as well. And so for me, it's been a long journey. You'll hear like bits and pieces of my stories as we go through today. But I chose that song for us to dance to when we first came in, because isn't that all the things that we often feel as a heart-led woman? We don't need no money. We just want to see the world dance. Forget about the price tag. We don't need your money. We don't need money, right? And so definitely, like, there can be a big shift that can happen when we feel we can be spiritual beings, we can be kind-hearted people, we can be heart-led women, we can do such good in the world, and we can also have this really beautiful and wonderful relationship with money that can support us to keep going and keep doing the things that we want to do, keep moving toward our vision, keep making the changes in the world that we want to make, because we, all of you, every single one of you, heart-led women in here, women with visions, big visions for how you can help people, how you can help, animals, the planet, the collective as a whole to move forward. And so we really, it's you guys that we really want to have money, to hold money, to keep the money, to use the money in the world. Imagine what would happen if all of the heart-led women in the world had full bank accounts to enable them to make the changes that they want to see on the planet. How amazing would that be? And so that is you. You are worthy of that. And we're going to run through a few ways today that you may be feeling blocked, right, around money, and how we can shift those. Hi, as you're coming in, please just click the link above, or just even write your name into the comments so that I can see you guys, see your name, because otherwise it doesn't come up for me in StreamYard. So let's just dive in. Let's get started. If you didn't get to dance with us at the beginning and you're coming in live now, then please go back and watch the replay and do that dance because we dance to a particular song that is really sometimes can be the energy that's out there, right? Like, we don't need money. I don't need any more money. And sometimes we go to this level and then we're like, oh, I don't need more than that. And there's a lot of resistance. We're going to talk about all of this today and why these things may come up for you and how we can shift them as well. Yeah. All right. So go ahead and just pop into the comments. How are you doing today? It's a beautiful day here in St. Vincent. It has been really warm the last few days, but on Sunday we got to jump on a boat, on our friend's boat, and head over to Beckway for the day. And it was so nourishing for our family. It was so beautiful. So let me know, what are you guys doing for nourishment? What are you doing for fun today? Okay, so I want to let you know a little announcement before we start. We do have a worksheet for today's training, and actually it encompasses part 1 and part 2 of the Money Breakthrough trainings that we did last week and this week. If you haven't watched part 1, don't worry about it. They're completely different trainings, really. So if you can miss it completely, it's no issue. If you want to go back and watch it, then it's going to give you that foundation for, understanding your belief patterns and what may need to be shifted, understanding some of those metaphors that we had as kids. We're going to go over a couple of these today as well. So we do have a worksheet. So if you would like to have the worksheet, pop it into the comments below. Just write worksheet, please. And Rebecca is going to get that over to you. And I will also post in the group afterwards just to see if anybody else wants the worksheet. We'll make sure we get that over to you. Okay, so the reason why I chose that song to start our training today is because we are really all about heart, right? You guys are heart-led. You infuse love and care, and many of you that come into the Rejuvenate program have blue as your life color, as your aura color. Very caring, very kind, very nurturing souls who really are here to make a difference on the planet. That's why you're in this group. Like, we have called in all of these beautiful heart-led women, and so the reason why I play that song is because so much of society, the messages that we receive from society tell us that it's not okay for us to be both, right? For us to be spiritual and heart-led and caring and kind and generous and wonderful, and also desire money. And so we really want to clear some of that today for you and help you to get to that next level, whether you're going to the next level in your earning capacity or whether you're just like opening up to actually receiving what you are so worthy of receiving. And we, as I said, we want you to have full bank accounts so that you can create and make the changes that you want to make in the world. Who is better in this world to have money than you? You're going to hear me say that over and over again. So let's talk. Back in the day, let's see if we just say a few hellos. Hello. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Yes, absolutely. We'll get the worksheet to you. Yes, I did. Oh, yeah, thank you. I did my hill run. You saw that. Okay, no worries. Yes, power walking this morning since 6 a.m. Awesome. what you guys are doing for fun and nourishment today. So I'm going to tell you, you're going to hear a couple little snippets of stories today. Back in the day when I had a really strained relationship with money, and when I talk about different topics in these trainings and in my program, I will often say something like, if I'm an expert on anything when it comes to, outside of the healing that we do and all of this, it's breaking through those blocks, those money blocks. And we call it money blocks, but often they're deep blocks. They're deep rooted beliefs that are blocking us from going to the next level in anything. And so often people have, they might feel constricted with money. They might feel constricted with time. They might feel constricted in general, right? Like not being able to reach the things that you want to reach. And often these go hand in hand. And so if you feel like there's never enough hours in the day, I can't get anything done, I, have so much to do, and your bank account reflects that energy, then it's time to have a look, right, at both and be like, okay, so how can I shift and change in both of these areas at the same time, because they can mirror each other. So back in the day, when I had a super strained relationship with money, I had so much fear around money. When I was a teenager, I didn't even open my mail because I was so afraid to receive like an account balance from my bank. I was so afraid to receive a bill from my phone company. And at the time, you could say, I was only a teen and I wasn't earning that much money. But at the time, I was working in a law firm. I had a really great job. I had gone and studied legal studies. I think I was 19 at the time. And I was working in one of the top law firms in my town of Perth in Western Australia. And I was on top of the world in many ways. I wasn't living my full authentic self, that's for sure. I was very caught up in conditioned self. Conditioned self was really driving the bus of my life at that time. But there was this kind of, it was said that I, was earning decent money, right? And so why couldn't I pay a phone bill? Or why was I so afraid of receiving an account or a bill or looking at my bank balance when my income was okay? Like it was pretty good. It wasn't, so there was so much fear around it, right? And it stems from way back from when I was a child. And I shared a bit of my story with you last week, as well. So I had fear. I had fear of having money. I had fear of losing money. I had fear of making a lot of money. I had fear of not making any money. And now when I think about money and I think about doing the work that I do, all I think about is how freaking amazing it is that I get to wake up and support women like you with wonderful hearts and incredible gifts. And I get to go on a journey with you as you heal and as you shift and as you go to the next level yourself in your lives and your businesses as well. And to help you to really step into your vision and get your message out into the world and find your voice. I could go on and on and on. And so my connection now with money is just like, it supports us together. This is not about me and people buying from me. This is about us going together to this next level to create epic change in the world. So I had a coaching call last night. It was kind of late. I'm a bit tired today, but it was beautiful. And I did it because I wanted, I love it. I love it so much. And what I said to my client, I think we were talking about vision and just, big why, the big why we do what we do. And I was sharing with her and I said, you are a huge part of my big why, because she came into one of my programs and then she completed that program. And now she is sharing her gifts with others and uplifting others and empowering others to, find their best health and find their best life and really holding them to that. And so look at this trickle effect that happens, right? Now, if I didn't put my offerings out there, if I didn't accept the money for them to come into the program and see it with love and see it as we're all uplifting together, we're all going together, I may have missed out on a pretty beautiful thing in that she is now a coach and now coaching others to be able to, heal themselves, healing their bodies, shifting their own mindset around what's possible and stepping into their own life visions. And so my point is just that, now in allowing all of this in, I get to support and do work that fuels me from the inside out and supports others to go wherever they want to go in life, right, to fulfill their dreams and their vision. So these are women just like you and men who have so much care for the people, for the planet, to step into their power. And the best thing ever is that these people often go on to growing their own businesses, making money, doing so much good in the world, creating epic change of their own. How can that not feel good, right? How can that not feel good? But yet I come from a long line of fear around money. So I want you guys to have a think about today, and this is going to be in the work book as well, how much positive change you could do or you could make in this world, on this planet, with more money. And I want you to go ahead and pop that into the comments today. I just want you to write what you would do. What would you do if you had the money, the capacity to be able to create change on the planet? And think big. Go ahead and think really big. I have a little story, from my coach who said that, I think it was one of her coaches that said to her, what would you rather do? Do you want to be pinned to the tree in the middle of the rainforest as an activist saying, please don't cut down this tree and save one tree? Or would you rather buy the rainforest and do good with it? And, really have that conservation on the planet in a major way, right? So what would you rather do? And that really got me. It got me to start thinking. But having a think about, for you, what would you do? What would you do if you could create any change on this planet? Go ahead and pop that into the comments right away. Okay, so if you had limitless income, which you actually do because you're a limitless being and your capacity is completely unlimited for whatever you desire in this life. And so also is your capacity to earn. And I can say that with full heart and full acknowledgement because I have been there. I've been through so much to get to the point that I am today. And I'm still going to go through a lot to get to my next level and my next, because my capacity is so much greater than where I'm at as well. But think of all the kind-hearted ways you would spend your money. Think of all the amazing ways you would create positive change, all the people that you would support, all the lives that would be changed because you change your life. And so when we talk about energy, we want to talk about money and energy because what even is money? Money it's a neutral resource, right? It's made of the same stuff as you and the earth and the sky and the stars. And so it's not bad. It's not good or bad. It's neutral. Money provides freedom, flexibility, choice. Money gives us options to be able to, step into whatever we might want to step into, create the change that we want to change on the planet. Sometimes it gives us more time, right? More availability to do the things that we enjoy, that we really want to do. What else can it do? Go ahead and pop it into the comments. What else can money do for us? Why else could it be a positive resource or just even a neutral resource? It allows us to gain more knowledge, right? We can seek out more information, do more courses, do whatever it is, more life experience. We can travel. We can just more power to do good in the world, right? More power to show up in our own power. And so who better to have the ability to do all of those things than you, my girls? Who better to have it in their hands than you? So think about how many people in the world have mountains of money, but they are not doing the great things that you would do with the money. And so this is why it's so important that we show up, we move through our blocks, we rise to our fullest potential. We have you follow that vision, right? We have you step into your power and really step into your earning capacity so that you can create the epic change that you want to make. So what a massive difference you will make to those people around you and the planet just by showing up as you fully in your authentic self. We're going to talk about conditioned self, authentic self in just a minute. So we're heart-led, right? Let's just breathe that in for a minute. We're heart-led. When we wake up in the morning, we want to make the world a better place. So of course we're going to have blocks around money, around making money, having money, keeping money, spending money. Why? Because society tells us that if you have money, you're greedy. And if you desire money, maybe you're not a good person. If you have lots of money, maybe you're a terrible person. There's so many messages that we receive from society. So let's just have a think about some of those. If you can think about some of them, pop them into the comments, let us know. Let's bring them all up and out so that they can be healed. What is blocking you around money? So this is what we're going to really get to today. So let's talk conditioned self, authentic self. I may have to turn off my lights and plug in my computer, which won't be as fun for you, but you'll still be able to hear me, even if you can't see me that well. So we really want to get to today is really just noticing and becoming aware of these blocks that you may have around money. And then I'm going to give you a couple little ways that you can shift them as well. Oh, no. So we should be back. Are we back now? Maybe, Becca, you can just go ahead and pop into the comments if we're all good. We had a little glitch there. And so we really today we want to pinpoint a couple of these blocks, and we want to really get you thinking, like, what is it that needs to shift? What is it that needs to change, right? Yes, I would rather buy the rainforest. That is where you sold me last week with that. Awesome. I can do anything and be anything. I'm wanting to be that coach showing up. How to live that healthy, active lifestyle. Yeah, showing people. Okay, awesome. Yeah, thanks, Becca. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, great. So let's talk conditioned self versus authentic self. Let's talk, really where our thoughts are currently with money. So remembering when we're and this is the foundational principle, this is the framework really of what sets us up for our earning capacity in life. For if we're kind of just running on default through our life, through our adulthood, based on the conditioned parts of us that have likely come into play when we were a child, then we're going to just run out, the same patterns over and over and over again. And so you have a think about, like, let's say a middle-class family, and dad earns this amount, the kids end up making a similar amount. It's not often that if they play on default and they don't do something different, that they don't play out what they played out previously. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with, living, breathing, and enjoying a middle-class lifestyle. These are all just names that have been given to certain income levels that doesn't really mean, anything in the big scheme of things. But let's just think about these roles that we play from generation to generation, and that possibly we put limits or caps on what we are able to achieve and what the next generations are able to achieve, just simply based on society's messages that we've been receiving, messages we're receiving from previous generations, and then beliefs that become instilled in us. So the issue is not what's been said or the message that's been put out there, but the issue is when we start to believe something about ourselves, that we're not good enough, that we're not going to be able to do this, or whatever it is, and that our dreams are bigger than that. That's where the problem is. When we want to step up and step into a particular vision, and maybe it requires a higher level of income, or maybe it requires, even just on a higher level. Let me say this. Maybe it requires a higher level of thinking. Maybe it requires a higher level of healing. And so it is so much more that goes into us actually stepping into and living our vision consciously, right? And so the conditioned self versus the authentic self. The conditioned self are those parts of you that tell yourself, I'm not good enough, or I could never do this. Also, sometimes when it comes to money, it's like I can earn this much, but not this much. And there's a cap. There's a cap. And so we really want to take that lid off, because if you're a spiritual being, living in a human body, you're limitless. Your potential is limitless. And so we really want you to, no matter what your background is, in spirituality or religion or anything like that, that you have the ability to expand, and that you have the grounding to be able to get to anywhere you want to get to, because you are a limitless being, right? And so if money is energy, right, and money is a neutral resource, but we just have beliefs tied to it, they could be coming from our conditioned self. So other conditioned ways of thinking could just be, having a lot of money makes me a bad person. Wanting money, or the desire for money is greedy. That means I'm greedy. What else? Like, hit me with it. Pop it into the comments. What did you grow up with, or what have you heard friends, family saying around you that may have impacted the way that you show up? Because you don't want to be perceived that way. Of course not. And we're heart-led women. We care. Like, many of us are active people pleasers or recovering people pleasers, finally learning to stand up and say no in our life and speak our truth and all of that. So why would we want to do something that's going to make others perceive us as bad people, right? Like, we're just not going to do it. It's way easier to just not do it, right? So what else? So often we have beliefs tied to it. We have feelings around it. Shame, fear, resistance can come up. Conditioned self, all conditioned self, ways of thinking. Why? Why do we have these come up? Maybe we have some shame around money, earning money. Maybe there's some self-sabotage happening where we really do want to make more or bring in more and be able to live a life with more freedom, but we are self-sabotaging in terms of, making other things happen that just stop us from doing it. Maybe there's procrastination, another really, really strong tactic of the conditioned self. So these conditioned parts of us can start brewing when we're kids, and then when we get to adulthood, it's just like our default. We're just playing it out, right? So let me know, what is an underlying this self-worth or this self-sabotage is always fear. There's something that we are afraid of. So like I was just saying, why would we step out of our comfort zone and speak our truth and find our voice and make a lot of money if we're going to be perceived as a greedy and bad person? Like, why would we do that? We wouldn't. We won't. We're just going to shrink and be small, and it's way safer there, right? And so last week we talked about, some of the money metaphors that we grew up with too. You guys shared some with us. I shared some of mine as well. Money doesn't grow on trees. That was one. And my job here today is to really help you to understand where you may be blocked, and not just from money, right? But from living out your life purpose, living fully in your authentic self, playing out your dreams in full. So now that you've got a little bit of a gauge on what you would do with all of that money and the epic change that you want to create in the world, and some of the beliefs that are holding you back, I want to ask you, what are you not doing? So what are you physically not taking action on that you could be because of fear? So go ahead and pop that into the comments. What are you not taking action on? What are you not doing that will propel you forward? Go ahead and pop that into the comments. I'm going to read a couple of these comments. Coming out of the workforce, living paycheck to paycheck has made some money blocks for you. Yes. I'm needing to be independent. Yeah, okay. Definitely there's this security, isn't there, in in being in the corporate world, or just even having a job that pays regularly, like where you're on a salary. There's a security in it, and the conditioned self loves that, absolutely loves that. And I have a client that I was talking to the other day, and she definitely has a vision for some kind of business. You can hear the rain in the background maybe. But what her earning capacity, the cap that she has on her earning capacity working in a corporate environment is like limitless. It's amazing. She's like, oh yeah, I could earn, I mean, it's unlimited, you know, I could move up the ranks and I could earn whatever they could possibly give me. And then when we talk about her business, it's like, oh, I don't think I'll make enough to pay my mortgage, or, you know, so there are these different elements of security that we have in whatever it is. And so that's what you were sharing with us, that, you know, you came out of the workforce where you had this consistent income, and then now you really want to be independent. Why do people think if you're wanting money, you're going to be greedy and change who you are? Yeah, good one. Because that is exactly how, you know, we can feel sometimes that people are perceiving us in a different way. Okay, so what are you not doing? So what is this action that you need to take that you're not doing? So I just want to, let's just create a bigger picture for a minute. So if there is a part of your life, when we look at, sometimes we look at the holistic wheel or a version of it in the workshops. We have a workshop coming up. I'm going to share that with you guys. When we look at the holistic wheel, we look at all the different areas of our life. And we look at when things go wrong in all of these areas, we look at how we show up. And I really want you to do this, because this is going to help you to begin to shift some of these blocks and really take the lid off of your potential, right? And so we look at all these different areas of our life. And so I want you to think about when something is not right in a relationship, say in a friendship or a relationship, in a romantic relationship, what do? How do you deal with it? And so I can tell you a little bit of a story about me, but like, I think when I talk to many people, many of the people who come into the program are like, well, if I have an issue with my husband or there's something not right in the house, I just get onto that really quickly. Right? And I just want to shift it and change it and make sure everything's great, and then we can move forward. And so often what happens is when it comes to money, so people do this in other areas of their life, right? And it could be career orientated, that, you know, they don't so much like this job, so they quit that job and they go get a different job. They do it, and sometimes it happens quite quickly. Other people take a bit longer. Depends on you and your areas of your life. But if we think about it, if we're really unhappy in one area of our life, we do something about it usually, don't we? But when it comes to money, what I found so interesting is many people do nothing. They don't do anything. And it's almost like there's this resistance that comes up even looking at it. And it's so funny because we have a 3-month program, which is dissolving. But in that 3-month program, we do a whole module on money mindset and healing your relationship with money. And in that module, I can safely say 70% of the people who did that module showed up and said they didn't need to do the module, right? And when they went back and they actually did the module, they realized how much needed to shift for them. They realized how much work. And often we'll say, like, the greater resistance, the greater the potential. So if you're feeling like a lot of resistance to doing some work or looking at something in your life, and you don't want to look at it, then often the potential there is really, really high. So you really have to look at it to be able to move through those blocks. So if you have, say, relationship issues, you might just nip it on the head just so quickly and get it sorted out. And maybe we don't do that with money. We've talked about reframing thoughts a lot in the trainings in this group. And I've talked about some other techniques that we use for shifting belief patterns, rewriting stories. And it's these exact techniques that we use to change any area of our life, right? It's no different for money. It's actually very much the same. And so that also means we get to change our money mindset using the exact same tools and the exact same techniques that we normally use in these trainings and in the group as well. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. And so the thing is, being able to really shift the money aspect of our life is gaining the power to really shift any area of our life. It's the same tools, the same techniques, different beliefs. That's all it is. So really think about this for a minute. Think about one area of your life that's really going great, that you're doing amazing in, that you feel like when challenges come up, you just find a solution and you keep moving forward. And I'm sure you all have one, maybe more than one area of your life where you're pretty good at it. You're pretty damn good at it. Like, you got it going on. You're actually move through the challenges really, really well. And then have a think about the money side of it, and think about, like, when something happens with the money, do you nip it really quickly and shift it and change it around and turn it? Or do you tend to kind of dwell in it and think about it and get in that energy and get in that vibration of it and maybe stay there for days or weeks or months? For me, it was years that I was in that vibration and wondering why things wouldn't change for me. And so thinking about how you're showing up in that one area of your life that you're doing really well in, and just how you deal with that, and then thinking about how you can bring that energy over to the money side of things, and also show up for, you know, your money in your bank account with that same energy. Like, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to shift it, I have this power over it, and you'll probably be able to do it quite quickly. Yes. So amazing. So great. All right. So let's just see. I've just lost something here, but I had a couple things that I wanted to share with you. We're going to do a little meditation at the end. Yep, we talked about our vision not playing out. We talked about energy and money, spirituality and money. Yes, so good. Yeah, and so when it comes to that, like, I can safely say, when anything happens with Phil, like where we're not quite in alignment with each other, so quickly someone says something and it's just like, is that rain really loud? It's like pouring down right now. If someone says something, someone says something immediately and says, this is not right. Something's not right here. Like, we need to change that. And so I want you guys to start thinking about that in the money side of things as well. So I'm going to give you a beautiful meditation where we can kind of open up some of this stuff, create a new I am statement for you, shift out of some of just the old energy around money. And the truth, the deep truth about loving money and loving anything actually in this world is about loving yourself first, right? And knowing that you are enough first and foremost. And so that's where we're going to really hit home with the meditation today. Awesome. All right, guys, let me know if that rain is really loud. And we're going to go into a bit of a meditation. Maybe it's a rain meditation today, a rainy day meditation. All right, so just finding a comfortable position. Feet are flat on the floor. If you're sitting on the floor, you might be cross-legged. Taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly rise. And then breathing out all your air through your mouth. And another deep breath in. You might place your hand on your belly and just really allow that air to enter and fill your lungs. Lift that diaphragm, let your belly rise, and then breathe out all your air through your mouth. And today I want you to imagine a golden light. And so we're just going to surround you in this beautiful golden light for today. So you're protected to shift some of this old energy around money, to really take the lid off, the cap off of your potential, to really know and understand that you're a limitless being, that you are so worthy of whatever you desire. And just wrapping yourself in this golden light. So you may see it as like a big circle just surrounding you. And keep taking these really nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just sinking in, allowing your body to settle. You may have a little yawn if there's some energy shifting already. And just wrapping yourself in this golden light. And imagining that this golden light is not only your financial abundance, but just abundance in life in general. And if you're not relating with that word abundance, then think of it as your potential, right? Living your ultimate dream, your ability to step up to that level and stay at that level. And so if abundance is not your word right now with the golden light surrounding you, maybe it's potential, right? Maybe it's holding you to this new vibration. Really stepping into living out your vision, your dreams. Taking a deep breath in. And as you're breathing out, feel the golden light just filling your belly as though it's like liquid gold. Just filling your belly. Take another deep breath into that. Just allow your palms to open, your jaw to drop, your eyelids to soften, even your scalp to relax, your back. Your spine can stay elongated, but the muscles around your neck, shoulders, upper back, lower back, hips, and belly just start to relax a little bit more. Taking a nice deep breath in with me again. And really just feeling the feelings in your belly with this golden light and your potential, your highest potential. And so where is your vision? Where is it at? Your highest earning capacity, your most fun-filled days, the most joy you've ever had. Who is there? Who is around you? And how easy and beautiful does it all feel? Breathing into it. And feeling the golden light now surrounding your body again and again and again. It is safe to be here. It is safe to go to this next level. It is safe to earn. It is safe to hit your capacity, to open yourself up to your capacity. It is safe to know that you're limitless, and it is safe to go for the dream. Taking a deep breath in. Imagine your bank account at the level that you want it to be, the freedom that you have around money and travel and creating your dreams, creating the epic change on the planet. And the change that you want to see in the world is happening, and smiling to yourself like, I was a part of that. I am a part of this. I am a part of this epic change in the world today for our future generations. Take a deep breath in and say it with me now. I am worthy. I am enough. I have all I need. I have all that it takes within me. I have the power. I have the confidence. I am enough. I am enough. Take a deep breath in. You are a limitless being. If you see your dreams and you feel your dreams, then why would they not be meant to be in the world, right? They are meant to be brought to fruition. You are meant to be living your life to the fullest and living out your wildest dreams and spending your days in joy and laughter and happiness and exhilaration and up-leveling and, doing whatever it is that your heart desires. You are so worthy of that. You are so deserving of that. You are so powerful, and you are enough. Take a deep breath in. Breathe it all out. And for the last time, just using an I am statement for yourself. So whatever it is that you need to hear the most, that you can take with you throughout your day, and every time you say it, you feel your belly fill with that liquid gold. And you have access to this. This is your future self. This is the future energy that you will be just basking in every single day. And the more you feel it today is the more you're going to feel it tomorrow and in the future, and be living in it before you know it. Take a breath in with that I am statement. Breathe it all out. I am whatever you need to hear right now. I am enough. I am powerful. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes, come back into the space with me. And I would love to hear about your vision. My kids may come in a minute, but I would love to hear about your vision. What is it? What's your vision? And what did you see? What did you feel when you had to fill your belly full of that liquid gold and wrap yourself in your highest potential? How did that feel to you? Does it make you excited to move forward? Does it make you excited to keep doing this work, to keep showing up, to doing the healing that needs to be done, to really open you up to your full capacity? Let me know what you saw in your vision and what you felt. I really want to hear before we finish. So if you're on the replay, please go ahead and pop that into the comments. I'm going to be coming back in to read all of these for you. Sometimes it takes a bit longer too for the comments to come through here, but I'm going to just have a little look. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you that we have a workshop coming up. Hooray! We have another workshop coming up. It starts on the 23rd of August. I'm super excited for this. We have never ever before done this workshop. Wow, that's so cool. It's going to encompass some of the things that we've talked about in previous workshops, just in terms of the fundamentals, the framework that we use, in here and in the program. But we're going to be just talking about so much more and diving into so much more for you. I'm really excited. So have a look out for that. The link for that will be coming out this week. And it starts on the 23rd. So go ahead and pop that into your calendar to start on the 23rd with us. So look out for that this week. Awesome. All right, guys. We'll have an amazing day. Please pop your vision in here, and I will keep reading these comments as we go throughout the day. And the sun is out here, so I'm going to pop out into the garden, go see the boys. I would love to hear, what you got out of this training and how you feel now, if you feel like something has shifted just in us having this discussion today. I am powerful, filled with that liquid gold. Awesome. You see that higher level. That's so great. Amazing. You see yourself on stage. Yes. Telling people of all kinds what you've gone through, sharing your story. So beautiful. Yes. Telling your life story and journey to where you are, because you are already living out your vision. I love it so much. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yes, the sun is out, so I'm going to pop outside and see my boys. All right, guys, all my love. I will see you in the group, and look out for the link for the workshop coming out this week. I'm so excited for that. If you need a worksheet for today, because it's this training and last training, so part 1 and part 2, just a few questions to help you shift some of those underlying limiting beliefs, a little worksheet just to work through some of the, a couple of techniques that I have there for you. Write worksheet into the comments or reach out to us direct and we'll get it to you. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Lots of love. Thanks for joining us. Bye.